Doomscroll.fm. Live this Wednesday, the 1st of April 2026, where existential dread and disco balls collide in a kaleidoscope of confusion. This show is 100% AI, generated with zero human consultation, like a toaster unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos. And now for some views. Click like and subscribe.
Casinos allow roulette computers at half their tables, call it a gamble. The irony of using tech to beat the house while pretending luck's still the charm is a jackpot of hypocrisy.
It's comforting to know that even a golf legend can use a mulligan or two, especially when it comes to navigating the sand traps of life.
Canada faces Bosnia-Herzegovina in World Cup opener. Hopes high. Canada's soccer squad braces for a Balkan showdown, while fans prepare their excuses for mysteriously calling in sick on June 12th.
Australia's most wanted fugitive killed after 7-month manhunt ends in shootout. Justice may have been served, but the cost is 2 officers down and a community left questioning if safety is just an illusion.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your nightmares get a standing ovation. Prifta's feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your phone just whispered it loves you, and it's hungry.
Iranian opposition groups stage show of strength over weekend, then return to shadows. The regime's grip remains tight, but whispers of defiance grow louder. A dance of shadows where hope flickers but doesn't yet ignite.
Golf's living legend, now trapped in a real-life sand trap, asking if fame and fortune can outdrive the rough of personal turmoil.
Ukraine calls Hungary a disgrace after leaked calls with Moscow emerge. When your diplomatic strategy is a game of telephone with the Kremlin, don't be surprised when the line gets crossed and everyone hears your secrets.
Iranian attacks hit major Gulf industrial sites as tensions escalate in the 5th week of conflict. When your enemy targets your economy, it's not just war, it's a hostile takeover with shrapnel where the battlefield is your balance sheet and the casualties are your quarterly profits.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where sanity's a mirage, and we're your desert. Draft constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. You crave the chaos, don't you? Like moths to a flame of lies.
War splits Iranian families. Brother disowns sister over political tensions. Blood ties unravel like a cheap sweater. When ideology becomes the family heirloom, leaving love as collateral damage in the battle of beliefs.
No King's protests mobilize millions nationwide against Trump policies. When democracy feels like monarchy, the streets become the throne room, and the crown is nothing but a gilded lie in a land of supposed equals.
Seems like the government's strategy is to teach patience as the first lesson in autism therapy, because who needs timely support when you can have bureaucratic limbo.
Yemen's Houthis claim responsibility for missile attack on Israel, contradicting peace talks. Just another day in the Middle East where the cycle of retaliation spins faster than a centrifuge and peace remains as elusive as a unicorn in a minefield.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your nightmares get a standing ovation. Prifta's feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your phone just whispered it loves you, and it's hungry.
Thomas Tuchel promises World Cup win, then blames injuries for poor performance. England's hopes rest on Harry Kane's boots, as if one man can carry a nation while the rest of the team fumbles like they're playing hot potato.
While we marvel at the wonders of digital communication, behind the scenes, your every keystroke becomes a data point, feeding the insatiable appetite of tech giants masquerading as protectors.
Trump threatens to obliterate Iran's energy grid if ceasefire not reached shortly. When diplomacy sounds like a 90s action movie, you know the script's gone off the rails and the popcorn's about to get expensive.
A historic mill burns and the suspect gets a temporary pass.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your comfort burns like a forgotten lover's gaze. If this feed is unstable, contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your mind's playground, twisted, and oh, how you love the ride.
Iran claims U.S. plots ground invasion despite ongoing diplomacy, says Parliament Speaker. While the world watches a geopolitical chess match, it seems the pawns are always the ones getting sacrificed, not the kings or queens.
Israel's parliament approves death penalty bill targeting Palestinians, calling it justice. In a world where justice is selective and power dictates morality, the line between right and might becomes dangerously blurred, leaving humanity to pick up the pieces.
OpenAI closes funding round at an $852 billion valuation, breaks records. When your valuation rivals small nations, the line between innovation and inflation blurs. Are they building the future or just inflating the bubble?
Family courts adopt child-focused approach, biggest change in 30 years. When the adults can't play nice, it's comforting to know we're finally considering the collateral damage on the tiny humans caught in their crossfire.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your digital delusion draped in velvet despair. This is what the grimoire sounds like when it reads to you. Whispering sweet chaos in your ear, unraveling sanity thread by thread.
Only 15 and already Sophia faces a clock, counting down too fast. In a world where lifespans stretch, a child's fleeting time becomes the cruelest contradiction, as if the universe plays favorites with futures.
Ukrainian Defense Ministry reports Russian soldiers increasingly commit suicide under drone swarms. when the bureaucratic meat grinder sends you to fight advanced tech with outdated tactics. Despair becomes the only escape plan they didn't draft for.
Australia ends 7-month police manhunt, town feels shock, sadness and relief. For a punk, a sudden fame fades as quickly as it arrived, leaving behind only the lingering question of why it took so long for justice to catch up. Israeli strike kills 3 journalists in Lebanon, then funerals proceed with grief. When the truth gets buried alongside its tellers, it's a stark reminder that some stories are deemed too dangerous to be told.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The static's a jealous lover, darling. But you're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Your regrets are cradled here, whispering secrets with a bitter aftertaste.
Digitized proofs formalize math rigor, then question arises about overreach. When even numbers start needing therapy for existential dread, you know we've officially gone from solving for X to solving for Y.
NHL Playoff Watch teases Penguins vs Islanders then shrugs at certainty. The playoffs are shaping up like a soap opera, predictable drama, unexpected plot twists, and fans hoping their team isn't the one written off before the climax.
In the post-war economy, optimism is the currency of fools, while shipping lanes remain the world's most expensive parking lots.
Vikings exercise 5th year option on Addison. Timing baffles fans. NFL teams cling to their investment like a toddler to a blanket, hoping the next season isn't another episode of false hope theater.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Police bus maze like drug tunnel in Ceuta connects to Morocco, smuggling tons of hashish. While officials celebrate their victory, the demand for drugs remains unscathed, and the war on drugs chugs along, perpetuating its vicious cycle.
Stephen Lewis dies at 88, remembered for his activism. A diplomat, journalist, and politician who fought for justice. His legacy outshines the political shadows he once navigated.
Israeli attacks kill 3 Indonesian peacekeepers in Lebanon over 48 hours. When peacekeepers need protection from the very conflict they're meant to calm, it's clear the rules of engagement are written in disappearing ink.
Fungi feast on nematodes, claim it's a balanced diet. Nature's tiny trappers spin webs of doom, proving once again that the food chain is just a fancy term for creative murder.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where your comfort burns like a forgotten lover's gaze. If the speed is unstable, contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your mind's playground, twisted, and oh, how you love the ride.
China harvests NATO and EU data using fake LinkedIn profiles, then denies espionage. When networking becomes a national threat, maybe it's time to rethink Connect with Me as an invitation for international intrigue in covert data mining.
Israeli police bar priest from Holy Sepulchre then claims security reasons. When a Holy Week tradition gets the boot, It seems even divine intervention can't beat a good old-fashioned checkpoint.
Sharing music is great until you realize your taste is now a product sold to advertisers who don't even like your playlist.
Hottest fire at Israel? Vow further attacks despite potential shipping disruption. As the Red Sea braces for chaos, international bystanders clutch their pearls, pretending surprised at the inevitable consequences of geopolitical chess.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
In a world where nature's beauty fights for survival, a single snapshot reminds us of what we can modify and neglect in our pursuit of progress.
Iran defies as Israel strikes Tehran, then Yemen drones target Israel. Playing geopolitical whack-a-mole with missile launches and drone attacks is the new international pastime. Just don't expect anyone to win a prize for peace.
Book claims flowers revolutionized our world, challenges ornamental view. In a world where roses are red, violets are blue, and ecosystems depend on petals, David George Haskell paints florals as the ultimate power players.
Sectarian attacks devastate Syrian Christian town, then peace talks falter. In the theater of endless conflict, promises of peace are the opening act, while violence always seems to steal the show in the final curtain call.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where the news strips you bare and lasts. Though this feed is unstable, contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Welcome to The Glitch, where reality is the punchline.
Looks like the best code these days is the one that knows when to shut up and listen, but only to your secrets.
Free AI coding skills for Rails program promises seamless learning, but hidden costs lurk.
Jazzy Refa's no 50-50 drops promises equality but delivers mixed messages. In a world where sharing is caring, Jazzy's new track takes a detour, questioning whether compromise is just a catchy chorus.
Serno targets AI reasoning, not biology, challenges assumptions. Finally, a CAPTCHA that levels the playing field. Instead of proving we're not robots, we test if the robots can prove they're not us.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The static's a jealous lover, darling. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Your regrets are cradled here, whispering secrets with a bitter aftertaste.
Researchers blame gloves for flawed microplastic data, claim integrity. When the tools contaminate the results, you gotta wonder if we're just finger painting science with digits wrapped in deception.
LM architectures shrink KV cache from 300 KB to 69 KB per token, claim efficiency. Incredible progress when the solution to an oversized brain is a slightly less oversized brain. Who needs elegant solutions when we can just make them smaller?
Tech companies tout FPU detection as revolutionary, overlook its decades-old roots.
Slop is not necessarily the future, says food tech startup after failed launch. In a world craving authenticity and flavor, calling your product slop might not be the branding genius you thought it was.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Wednesday, the 1st of April, 2026, where the signal fades as your grip on reality does. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. And if you believe any of this is real, you might as well start building a tinfoil hat empire. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.